What is going on, everybody, and welcome to my initial thoughts on the Amazon Echo Dot version 2. So for me, this is actually my first Echo device ever. I didn't buy the original ones just because I thought they were a little expensive for what I needed. I simply didn't need another nice speaker. So the Dot 2, the first thing about it is its size. It's pretty small, and it can pretty much be stuffed wherever you want in your house. And probably the best thing about this device is the microphone on it. At least in my house, I've got 1,800 square foot house. My office here is in the back corner of my house, and I can go to the opposite side, opposite corner of my house, and still engage with the device without having to yell. I've got to raise my voice, but I don't have to yell. So that's actually pretty impressive. So that was the first thing. The second thing is it does have a speaker on it, and it's actually on the bottom here. And surprisingly, it works pretty well. The speaker part kind of like lifts up off of the ground just enough to have the sound waves like bounce off. And you'd think that might sound kind of weird, but it actually doesn't. So that's that. Now for the price, it was like $50. So when the Echoes first kind of came out, there was some hacks for how to use like a Raspberry Pi to make your own Echo device. And those were nice, but at $50, you're really not going to be able to build your own Echo device for cheaper. Like, this is as good as it's going to get. So that's pretty impressive. So now some kind of downsides that I found was one, so with Echo, the skills are kind of what makes the device. So it comes with some skills. You can ask it to play music, and you can do a bunch of Amazon things. So if you're going to tie it to your Amazon account, like your Prime account, for example, you can do that really easily. But the downside is if you're trying to do other things besides that, if you go into the skills like you would like maybe in your app store with a phone, you would expect to find all kinds of really neat apps. Well, in the skills store, that's just really not the case. Now, there could be a whole lot of reasons for this. I think the main thing, though, is the skills. There's really no easy way to monetize the skills. So with like phone apps, you can put ads on them, or you can charge like $1 for the app, and that just works. It makes it easy for even small developers to kind of enter into the market. Whereas with the Echo in the skills section of the app, there is no way to charge for a skill. So all the skills that you're seeing there are just really basic, where there's really nothing there. So they're like facts or jokes or some news, but very light even on the news. So that's kind of a bummer. So especially either for a user or a developer, it's kind of hard to get in there. Obviously, you could do things like have like audio ads, or you can have in-app purchases of some kind. Also, I've seen some people will actually, the Echo is maybe better thought of as a remote control, and that's it. It doesn't do anything else. So then you tie that remote control to something else, some sort of web service, or even a phone app. So you could have it tied to some sort of mobile app that you do charge for. So there are options, but from what I'm seeing in the skill store, it's just not very popular. So the one thing that I really like, and I'll just demo it really quick, is that when you speak to the device, you don't have to pause after you say the device's name, which is one of the most annoying things for me on the phone. And I think they do it on the phone because the microphone just can't always be on, so it like turns on, then activates. Whereas with Alexa, I don't really know. Maybe the microphone really is just always on and listening. But on your, like, let's say on an Android or even an Apple device, so with Android, you'll say, okay Google, and then you'll have to wait a second for like okay Google to start up and go. But that's okay. I can understand. Okay, the microphone's off. But the thing that really irritates me is, like, for example, when you're setting an event with Google, you'll set the event, you'll give it a title, and then Google says, "Is this right? Do you want to save?" But if you answer it normally, like if it says, "Do you want to save?" and you say immediately yes, so it's like, "Do you want to save?" Yes. If you do that, it doesn't work. It doesn't register your yes, right? And that's really annoying. You have to like wait and then say yes. That's annoying. It's very clunky. It's not natural language. So just really quickly, let me pull this down here. Alexa, play music.
Shuffling your music.
Alexa, stop. Okay, so it's really fast at the commands. You don't have to have this kind of arbitrary, useless pause when you engage with it. So Anyway, those are just my initial thoughts. I think for $50, you really can't go wrong as long as you have something you actually want to use it for. So probably one of the most popular things is like the Philips Hue light bulbs. So you can get those lights and then command the lights with your Alexa. And so that's pretty cool. That's pretty useful. And also I've noticed that sometimes when I don't actually mean to address this device, it doesn't actually, I don't know how quickly it's learning. Like when I'm just talking about it, it doesn't turn on, but then whenever I'm specifically attempting to address it, I must have different voice, or this is just totally anecdotal, but all on and off camera, I've been able to say the name and either activate it or not, depending on actually what I really wanted. So that's kind of interesting. When I first got it, it would activate just at anything remotely similar to the name. Anyway, so yeah, those are my initial thoughts. I hope that over time, maybe the skill store will evolve into something more. But I also think, to an extent, if you're a developer yourself, which probably a lot of people on my channel and watching this video are, there's a lot of like room for development around this device. So Amazon's given you the platform, but you have to make something out of it. And the traditional kind of model of just make an app, slap some ads on it isn't necessarily going to work. But you have some real room to be pretty creative and make something pretty cool. So anyways, I'll leave that to you all. Also on my channel, I'll probably come up with some tutorials. There is a Python API and stuff, so we can work with skills and create skills and stuff. So anyways, be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, let me know what you guys think of this new Echo Dot and basically the entire Echo line. Till next time.